I'll give you another thought experiment. This is a thought experiment. If a woman sleeps with 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 men, and then the perfect man comes along who's very nice to her and treats her well, etc., because of what I just discussed earlier with the fact that people argue and nothing's perfect and she has unlimited options, she's likely to cheat on that guy and eventually leave him. Whereas if a man sleeps with 50 women and then the perfect little virgin angel who obeys him and does everything he says comes along, he's going to be obsessed with her. He's going to fall in love with her completely and utterly. Men can fall in love at any point during their sexual history. Women get 1, 2, 3 shots max. Then they die inside. Their hearts die inside, and they become gold diggers.
It's true.
This is the guys. This is the current cycle of society. The current cycle of society is this: men and women fall in love at a young age, teenage love, whatever. It doesn't work because young age never works, right? People used to get married back then. No one gets married anymore. And if you don't get married, you don't have a kid young, it's going to end. Then they go out there, they find another guy they like, they fall in love. And then eventually he cheats, so they leave him because they've been told by society, leave a man the second he cheats. Then they get another guy. And that works for a while, and then it breaks up. Break up, go through a guy, break up, go through a guy. Most hoes don't even want to be hoes. They just keep going looking for this impossible standard that they see on Instagram. I want a man who brings me a G-Wagon full of roses and never cheats and flies me on jets, and he's 6'8" and makes $10 million a month. That's what I want. That's what I deserve, girl. I saw on TikTok. And they go through life looking for this unrealistic bullshit. They don't even mean to be. They're just going from dude to dude trying to find something that doesn't exist. And eventually, after they've had enough, their heart dies, and they think, fuck it, I'll just chase the bag. And then they become gold diggers. That's the current cycle of society on repeat. That's all that's happening.
How do you break that cycle?
Hold on. One at a time, go ahead.
How do you break that cycle? Because there has to be something that society as a whole can do to address that, because it's a really sad thing.
It is.
You know, it really is.
It absolutely is. And we need to prioritize the only thing that actually matters in the world. And that, for me, the only thing that matters between a man and a woman is a child.
Babies.
Yep.
I think it's beautiful that you have a child. I think it's a good thing. And nobody talks about that. We talk about, you know, you meet a partner, you should be in a relationship, or even people who push the idea of marriage. Personally, and this is controversial, a lot of people disagree with me.
Nobody
the marriage. The kid matters more than the marriage. The marriage is a piece of paper, bro.
I saw your ex post. It was on point. Honestly, women who are like, I want to be married. I want the big wedding. I want all of this stuff. That's a transaction.
Of course, that's attention
I
seeking.
completely agree with that post that you made, 100%.
If women were dating from their teens, understanding their primary objective in life is to have beautiful children, then people would stay together longer. But most women at the age of 17 are getting with a man saying, I want kids when I'm 30. So what, you're going to be with this guy for 13 long years? No way. Of course you're going to break up. And then you're going to get another guy, and of course you're going to break up with him. If a woman decides she doesn't want kids till she's old, or older, sorry. The point is, it's nearly impossible to be with one guy, because humans are humans, and we argue and we fight. I can tell you now, the #1 women I'm prepared to sit down and try and work it out with are the mothers of my kids, because we have a kid.
Yeah.
If I'm with some girl and she pisses me off and we ain't got a kid, it's like, well, get the out of here. You think there's not another 19-year-old in Miami? Get the out of here. Right. So the only thing that matters is children. We should be prioritizing children. Nobody's having children. The birth rate has collapsed. The world is literally imploding. It is literally over for humanity. Nobody talks about this. And the reason nobody talks about it is because it puts a burden of responsibility on females, which we are not allowed to do in society. If you put a burden of responsibility on females, you're the devil. If I told you that all of society was about to implode because aliens have come, and aliens are going to destroy everything, and there's going to be no humans left.
I believe in aliens.
Okay, good. So we need to conscript all of the men and give them guns to go and die against an alien invasion to protect society. You would sit and say, yeah, normal. Everyone's going to die. Men have to go and protect us. That's normal. If I sit and say society is going to implode, in 100 years there's going to be no one left on Earth because women aren't having babies, someone should tell women to have babies, you're going to get offended instantly. How could you possibly expect women to have any desire to propagate the human race? How can you possibly expect women to have any burden to continue humanity? No, women have no burden. Women cannot be expected to do anything. All they should do is take Instagram pictures, spend a man's money, make TikToks, unimportant bullshit, which doesn't even benefit anybody. Then that's the truth of the world we now live in. No woman at the age of 18 in America, if I were to walk down Miami and say, who wants kids at 18? Nobody. And that's why the world's
Good point.
And until we fix that, it's going to stay.
Good point.
We had a big
more
debate.
kids,
They had a big
No, it is.
debate.
Women don't want kids anymore.
Women don't want kids. What they want is Instagram, Birkin bags,
boats,
traveling, yachts, drink, drugs,
I want
and then they need
12
money, so
kids.
they get on OnlyFans. It is the biggest waste of time.
Yeah.
Women waste their lives on the most unimportant bullshit. At least if a man doesn't have kids, by and large, he's trying to at least get rich. At least he's trying to get some money. Most women have no kids. They're not trying to get rich. You know what they're trying to do? Have fun. And it is a waste of time.
that's-
They're
I don't think
wasting their best
because
years.
of social media.
I don't
It's
think
all
it's-
because of social
Of course.
media.
Yeah, of course it is.
social
So if
media.
you can't admit that, you can't come at women as a whole for it.
I'm not coming at women. I'm
No.
explaining to you how the world is functioning.
Yeah.
I'm not your enemy. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm explaining how society is currently operating. And social media is the reason. You're right. Because a woman sits there and goes, my man tries his best. He makes $110,000 a year. He works in a factory. But you know what? I'm scrolling TikTok and I see this Russian in Dubai. She gets flowers bigger than my house. Maybe I can do better. Maybe I can get a richer man. Why am I going to lose the one thing I have to get men, sexuality, by having a baby with this guy when this guy over here is buying her all that? Maybe I should go on a girl's holiday. Maybe I should hold on a little longer. Maybe I can get a richer guy. Maybe if I just wait, and no one's having kids.
think-
And then they break up. That's
guess I'm
what's
a stupid
happening.
bitch.
That's what's happening.
I can see
Happens
that.
every
Of
day.
course.
Yeah.
Happens every day.
And before TikTok and social media and all this bullshit, if you were in Nebraska and you met a dude in Nebraska, you had kids in Nebraska. No one's sitting there talking about Dubai in Nebraska. No, but now everyone's sitting there talking about Dubai, messaging me, trying to get flown out. That's what's happening.
But Andrew, to your point as well, women will have a boyfriend, leave their boyfriend, go to a different state or country, where rich guys are at, stay there to find a guy that can match their dreams. So you're right, bro. 100%.
And their dreams, this is the most important thing. Women's dreams at a young age. When they get older, they get smarter, women, by and large. But at a young age, are not children. No 20-year-old's dream is children. And if they do say they want children, they say, my dream is children. I want to be a mother. When? When I'm 27. Well, that's not your dream, is it?
Right.
So what's your dream now? Your dream now is a Birkin bag and being a dickhead on TikTok. Your dream is followers. Your dream is pixels on a screen because you're your dreams are literally going, wow, 100,000 followers. Yeah, I matter. It's ridiculous. You matter to your child. You matter when your kid looks in your eyes. That's who you matter to.
Yeah.
You don't matter to any of the men blowing up your inbox or any of the dudes giving you likes on Instagram. These men will you and not give a shit if you get hit by a car the next day.
They don't know that.
They don't give a about you.
Yeah.
But women are not smart enough to sit there and analyze how they've been psyoped by the Matrix, specifically and purposefully, to avoid having children. And I don't want to get political because I can do it. But if there's families, men are prepared to die to protect their family. Please understand this. If I'm in charge of a country and I come along and want to oppress a population, and that population is full of families, now you have men who say, look, you can try and oppress me, but you're not going to oppress my wife and my kids. I'm going to stand here and defend this street no matter who comes because my wife and my kids live here. When there's no families, why is a man going to stand up and defend a street? He can leave. He can bounce. He can stay in his basement and play video games. Take the street. Don't give a shit. Men give up on defending society because they have nothing to defend. So by convincing women to not have children, now men don't have a vested interest in resisting slavery. And it is only men who can resist slavery. Only us men, crossed arms. Only us men can defend you. Only us, we can defend you from government, other men, anything. That's what men do. So unless we have a vested interest in building a better world, which we're only going to have through family, most men you see in the world today have given up. They sit at home, playing video games, smoking weed, and when the government comes along and says, I'm going to oppress everyone and make everybody slaves, they go, I don't give a I ain't got a family anyway. No woman talks to me because I ain't rich. I ain't got kids anyway. It. The people in charge of the world have specifically convinced women to not do the number one thing since the dawn of human time they were obsessed with doing, which is birthing children.
Yeah.
It's incredible the level of psyop which has been successful. It's truly incredible. They've convinced women to not want kids. Isn't that remarkable? Haven't you seen a woman around a child? Haven't you seen like a woman sees a kid and gets baby fever? In most of the world, I've been all around the world. In most of the world outside of the Western Hemisphere, women love the idea of kids. They have a kid, their aunt is there, their mom is there, their sisters have kids, big families, all the women, all the kids. But in America, they're like, no, I don't want a kid, I want a Birkin. You're a bro. You're a stupid.
I agree with a lot of the
Stupid.
things that you
Stupid.
said, but I kind of want to touch on like what he was saying, how women feel like they should just be pampered, especially like when we went through in 2024 with them going through the draft, and women felt like they shouldn't be added to the draft,
Oh.
and it was really messed up because I mean I'm in the army, And I feel like even as a mother,
Army.
we all should be able to protect our country. And a lot of women feel like, oh, I'm
You
a woman.
wanted to? You wanted
I
to go to
joined-
war?
Oh no, I joined. I'm in the army.
But I mean, that would
it's
put
not
us at a
going-
disadvantage.
it's not
Though.
going
Women
to
are good
war.
fighters.
Some people don't realize the army is more than just going to war. A lot of us have jobs. A lot of us are police.
Right,
a lot
behind
of
the
us are-
scenes stuff,
Most
that's
of, yeah, there's
different,
multiple
though.
things. But at the end of the day, it's that women feel like, oh, I shouldn't be put in this box. A man should go fight for us. A
Yes.
man should go do this,
Yes.
and it is unfair. A lot of us.
Well,
feel
women
like we
can't
don't
do
have
what
to
men
it.
can do. Like
A lot of women can. We can
No,
do a
we-
lot of
no,
things.
no,
we
I'm
can
sorry.
Do, some women can provide. A lot of people, like he asked earlier, is your parents married? A lot of us was raised by single mothers.
May I?
So I just feel like
Sad.
personally, sometimes people have to realize that women can do things too. A lot of us feel like we
Single
can't have
mother make
jobs
the
that
word
pay a lot of
worse.
money.
Women can
we,
do things.
We can do things too, but most women don't want to do
Like
it.
cook.
They don't want to cook. They
In
don't
the
want a
kitchen.
job. They don't
Cooking
want to
is
do
less
the kitchen.
stressful.
All right.
May I offer
Good.
something, please?
It's just in
Well,
general.
like biologically, right? So cortisol is the stress hormone, okay? That men and women experience. Did you know that a teaspoon of cortisol takes a woman one whole day to be able to ingest? She needs to sleep and wake up the next morning to be refreshed. A man can tolerate and process that cortisol within a period of 1 hour. Women in high stress positions don't work, which is why women shouldn't vote, which is why women should not be in politics, and this is why women should not hold high power positions in military or anything else where the safety of the country depends on the people
That's
who are
crazy.
representing it. Like biologically, it's just not compatible. Does that mean that there's not going to be exceptions? Yes. Occasionally there are going to be exceptions to the rule. But those are exceptions, and we need to be explicitly clear that they are exceptions and not the
but there's
normal
multiple roles.
functioning of society.
That is
There's
a
multiple
horrible take
roles,
on
that's what I'm
women.
saying.
No, it's
No.
true.
It's
It's
a horrible
literally,
take on women.
girl,
There's
it's
multiple
biological. It's biological, and
Just
there's been
because it's
tests done on it.
biological- no.
Y'all touching on two different things. I'm not saying women should fight. I'm saying that there are roles that women can have a place in. Women can do things too, and women just feel like, oh, let me sell my instead of letting me go and get a job.
Oh, no,
But I-
that's better than selling your. Yeah, I'll agree with you on that, girl.
That's what I'm
100%.
saying. That's
Yeah, no,
it.
I agree.
That's all I'm saying.
But I have another take, and I think
Go
that
ahead.
let me find a way to explain this.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you have a job? For
To
example,
provide.
right? You have a job to get money,
Yes.
and you use that money and you exchange it for the other things you need in the world, right? The reason you don't do everything yourself is because it's not optimal. So you understand, if I'm good at ballet, I'm going to go and do ballet, and I'm going to take the money, and then if I need clothes, I'm going to buy the clothes. I'm not going to make my own clothes. I'm not going to wire up my own house. I'm not going to build my own lodgings. I'm not going to cut my own grass. I'm going to do the one thing I'm good at and take the money and exchange it for the things I'm not as good at.
Right.
Because if you decide to make your own clothes and build your own house, you're going to actually be poor. So you win by optimizing your life, and you optimize your life by focusing on the one thing you are best at and taking that and exchanging it for all the things you are not good at. So I would say, and the reason I made that is so you understand this point, optimally, the best thing a woman can do, what she is best at, is the only thing that men can't do, which is have children. That is the best way for you to win, because men can do basically everything else. Women can do things. Completely right. I agree with you. Women, bro, I know I have a whole bunch of smart women who work for me. I have women lawyers. I go to women judges. Women can do a lot of stuff. But what I'm saying is, her optimal, what women are best at, and the reason they're best at it is because no one else can do it, is having children. So if you're a woman
Women
and you want
wants to
to
be
optimize your
feminine.
life,
Sending the child back to God.
if you want to approach things purely logically, not emotionally, purely logically, from a chess perspective, if you were to ask me if I was born as a woman, what I would do, I would wake up and go, okay, well, I'm not going to work as hard as a man. I don't want to do the long hours. I don't want to take the risks. I'm not as going to go through all the stress. I'm not going to go through all the pain. It's too hard to make money in the world. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm going to do the one thing a man can't do, and I'm going to give it to him. And I'm going to find the right man. I'm going to give it to him, and he's going to fix all my other problems. That's how you win as a woman. And before anyone comes along and says, let me tell you this, I'm going to say this from the bottom of my heart. I have daughters, and people often say to me, Andrew, you have all these controversial opinions. What would you say to your own daughter? I pray my daughter at the age of 18 meets an older guy, 45, 46, gives her a house, gives her a Bentley, gets her pregnant, and gives me grandchildren. And if she comes to me and goes, Dad, what? My husband cheated on me. I'm going to say, are you in the big mansion? Are you driving a Bentley? Okay, shut the up. Shut the up. He's taking care of you. If he stops paying your bills, if he stops protecting you, then come to me. But if you are completely protected and provided for, keep giving me grandchildren, because that is the best thing you can do with your life. I'm rich. Your man's rich. You don't need to make money. That's a waste of time. You don't need a Birkin. You don't need a TikTok account. You don't need an Instagram account. Don't sell for pennies. Stop being an idiot. and give me grandkids. That's what I truly hope for my own daughters. That is the best thing they can do. That is what will make me most proud.
And
they all go to.
So you want
And you know
your
what's funny?
daughter to
Hold on,
have
ladies.
to
Hold
use
on,
a
hold on,
man.
hold on. You know what's funny, ladies? You know what's funny? You know what's funny? A lot of guys would agree with that wholeheartedly.
100%.
A lot of us would agree with that. I would tell my daughter the same exact thing because I would rather you get cheated on by one guy than get f***ed over by a million.
20 dudes.
100.
And I'd rather you give me grandkids than waste your time reading a book or doing some TikTok bullshit.
Yep.
Give me grandkids. Create Tates for the bloodline. Let's go into let's create progeny to propel the name into the future. Let's do something that matters. Everything else is insignificant bullshit.
And here's another thing too. Here's another thing too. Also, I want to say, men lose status when a woman cheats on them. Women don't lose status when a man cheats on them.
Nope.
To this day, we all know Kobe Bryant's wife by what? Kobe Bryant's wife. He cheated on her.
Bryant.
She still has the legacy. She still has kids. A lot of people gave her a bunch of respect for sticking by him when all that bullshit happened, even though it was a fake accusation. But on the other hand, Will Smith destroyed by getting cheated.
That's right.
Oh,
So women don't lose status or any type of, ability to have a family or anything like that, or their name isn't tarnished when they're cheated on. But men absolutely do. So my daughter, you're not going to cheat on him because you're going to hurt yourself, you're going to hurt him, and you're going to hurt me.
Also, Vanessa Bryant has the respect and the money after the fact. That's a W.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I think there's a difference when a woman cheats on a man because she's accepting somebody else's DNA.
Of course.
100%.
Spiritually, I believe women are vessels.
Of
Yes.
course.
So they're taking on that energy.
Correct.
It's a totally different situation. I mean, you look at the Middle Eastern world. Men have multiple wives. They take care of their wives.
Yep.
They love their wives.
Mm-hmm.
It's agreed on. It's okay. And you don't see the women upset. They accept that.
Of course.
And it's biologically normal.
And it's we talk about the Middle East, but even here in the West, up until very recent times, it's always been this way. Kings have always had more than one woman.
Yeah.
Men who have
very true.
That's
knights.
disgusting.
No, it's not disgusting. It's
It
human nature.
No, it
actually.
is.
So some women
this-
can have kids too. They need kids.
Of course.
That's why they have multiple
We can't
wives.
normalize
course.
Back in the day, they had multiple
But
wives so they can
can't
whoever had the
normalize
son
that.
first.
It's been normalized for centuries.
been
It's supposed to be
centuries.
one,
It's a
one of
very-
one.
it's a big
No.
The
history.
monogamy
One.
psyop. The monogamy psyop hurts women more than it hurts men because men are going to cheat. Men are going to anyway. Men do it anyway. It doesn't change anything. Like all you're going to do is make your man lie to you.
It
All you're going to
changes
do
a
is make him
lot.
just go behind your back and lie all the
They
time.
gonna do it
All you're
regardless.
going to do is make him sneak around.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you rather just say, look, okay,
Find a new man.
whatever, just don't tell me about it and make sure you're home
You
most
said,
of the time.
find a new man.
No,
Hold on,
I won't find
ladies,
a new
ladies.
man.
Hold on, ladies.
My
ladies.
point, sorry, Myron.
No,
my
go ahead.
point exactly. Find a new man. Most hoes don't want to be hoes. They don't want to be hoes, but they're out there saying they're going to leave a man for doing something every man does, and after enough, their hearts die, and they think, "F it, I'll just chase the bag and become gold diggers."
What if you don't get them
Hold
missing?
on. How many ladies disagree with what Andrew's saying right now? I know you do. You disagree here.
She hates it.
Anyone else disagree with this whole concept of having other women?
Just for religious purposes, what I was saying, I think the chat cut out as well, like the stream cut out when I was saying that, and asked Andrew like if he believes there are exceptions when it comes to. I understand that Protestantism is like a vessel for feminism, but when it comes to like Catholicism or Eastern Orthodox, for example, I think those are the exceptions. Other than that, when it comes to like secular living, you're 100% right. And I agree with you 100%.
Because it's a
I
All right,
just
so for those of you that disagree, I guess you've had your arms folded for quite a bit. What do you have an issue with? What he's saying?
As far as the cheating thing?
Yeah,
Which-
or
which
you're
part?
just everything. Whether it's monogamy, cheating, the concept of
wait,
not
I
leaving
actually-
a
I
guy
have a
when someone else is going to
question.
cheat on you.
I have a question. I feel like so how do you go about dating, or do you even date seriously, or do you just hook up?
I don't think you have to hook up. So how would I go about dating? I date a girl
Yeah,
the same
do you
way
date?
anyone else would. And if she said,
With the
"Are you only
intention
dating
of-
me?" I'd
Wait,
say
are you
no.
asking him particularly?
Yeah, I'm saying.
She wants
I'm
to know
saying,
you.
do
Personal. She wants
to know
do
your
you
personal
date
situation.
As far like exclusively date, like
I would
you
date a
want-
girl the way anyone else would. And
So-
if she said, "Are you only dating me?" I would say no.
What do you mean by that, though?
What do you mean? What do I mean by that? I just wouldn't lie because I don't see the point in lying.
I'm just
And I would
curious
leave
as
you.
like your end goal. So when you meet somebody that you're attracted to, do you say, "Oh, I just want to hook up," and you're just like, "I want to."
No,
you
because
know,
that's
or
bullshit.
do you-
That's gay. I'm not going to sit there and go,
How's that
"Hi,
gay?
I've just met you. I just want to hook up." I'm saying that I would date the same way anyone else does. And if she said, "Oh, are you only with me?" I would say, "No, I'm not."
With what end
and if
goal
she
is
says,
what I mean,
"I'm going to
though.
leave you for that," I'm going to say goodbye.
What's your end goal?
He's
with it,
honest.
though?
He's honest about it.
My end goal is to have
marriage?
children.
Is it Like,
My end goal is to have children because I'm in the business of kings.
So you
the business of
wanna-
kings is progeny. I want as many children as possible.
you
Women
want,
take 9
like,
months to grow a
main
single baby.
girlfriend
You
to
got the
have
point.
I ain't got
children
time.
with.
How are you gonna have children with people and not be loyal to them?
What do you mean?
I
How
don't
am I not loyal?
understand.
Male loyalty, masculine loyalty is shown through protection and provision. I can have 10 women having my children, all driving Bentleys, all in mansions, all protected, all provided for.
It's not
so
about
I
that.
show my it actually is.
It's not. It's
And
about
I'll
love.
prove it to you. I'll
It's
prove it
about
to you.
love.
Let me prove it to you. If you read the Bible, forget the Quran because that can be seen as extreme. We're in the West. If you read the Bible, it says that if a man wants a woman, he must marry her. Why would they force a woman who has been raped to marry the man who raped her? Because marriage means protect and provision. If a man wants a woman, he must pay for her for life. That is the entire point of marriage. That's what marriage is. Marriage is not sitting there doing couple TikToks like a marriage is not walking up and down the aisle with a stupid dress on and being publicly humiliated on Instagram. Marriage is protection and provision. I am your husband if I pay your bills, keep you alive, and nobody can touch you. That makes me your husband. I could have 10 women with my babies because of the amount of money I have and my capabilities in 10 different mansions with 10 different security teams driving 10 different Bentleys. That is my goal. My goal is children. I'm not out here trying to f for no reason. I'm not out here trying to date for no reason.
So we're not.
It's not that you're not
Women
shit.
are not
No,
nothing.
you're
No.
actually the most important thing on the planet because you give the most important thing on the planet, which is children.
Okay, then why
So then treat us
disrespect
like that.
us?
I am.
Why disrespect
I
us?
just,
Why
how,
not
what
be
is,
loyal?
what is
No,
the
you're
disrespect in this? I'm not saying here's a kid go on welfare. I'm not
No,
saying
no, no. You're basically saying,
talking about
No.
his situation.
here's a kid. I'm gonna go f another girl.
no. You know
Hey,
what?
it doesn't matter. I pay for everything, so
All
let
right,
me go
let's-
f another
No,
girl.
no, no,
Yeah,
no.
ladies.
She made an important point.
Yeah,
Do you know
go
what would be very disrespectful for me to do to a woman? To take her, to date her, to f her all over the place, left and right, not give her a kid, and bounce. You know what would be disrespectful for me to do to a woman? To buy pictures of her for 99 cents. That's disrespectful. Taking a woman and making her an honest person, giving her a beautiful child, making sure she never has to worry about another bill for the rest of her human life.
Sheesh.
Any problem she calls me ever. She gets holidays all around the world on private planes. She gets beautiful kids. She gets to look into their eyes and they love her back. I'm not disrespecting women. I'm doing the absolute opposite. The men out here who are just you and dumping you don't give a about you. That's disrespect. Every man you've slept with who didn't give you a kid, didn't pay your bills, didn't put you in a house, he disrespected you.
Facts.
Actually.
What
so
if
you're
that's not what we
completely wrong.
want?
But
You're
speaking
completely
as a
wrong.
woman,
What if that's not what we want?
What do you want then?
but speaking
So
as
why
a
are you why are you if you don't want kids?
Because if men can have pleasure, so can we.
What are you for?
For fun?
he's
There's no
For
point.
sport?
Can
Men
I
can
offer?
we?
Are you
Sure.
a man?
I want to hear.
Yeah, I mean, dude, we're below replacement levels. Do you understand that?
Yep.
That in like literally a few generations, humans may go extinct because we're below replacement levels. I think
Yep.
Andrew Tate's strategy is way more effective, number one, for keeping the planet alive, and number two,
disagree.
in alignment with
No, 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 no.
evolutionary and psychology.
She's correct on
Here's the
that.
thing, at the end of the day,
not
it's in
gano lie, you're ass kissing a little bit.
No. She's
that,
not.
I mean, no.
No,
Listen,
she's
here's
just
the
saying
thing.
honest.
Here's the thing. I've been on this podcast literally 4 years ago, and here you maybe you're 20 years old. Okay, so
Love,
you're
but
gonna
it's
learn
kinda
when it
sounding
comes to
like
time.
you're in love with
no,
your
no, 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 no.
man.
No,
I'm
she
not-
can
here's
just
the
see the
thing.
truth.
No, I'm in love with my fiance, and
Just
he
because I'm 20
agrees.
doesn't mean I don't know much.
No,
I
I'm
can
not,
see a person
I'm
through
not
a
sa-
person.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that with time you gain wisdom, and wisdom is applied application. It's learning through your personal experience what you go through, and
Yeah.
you're gonna learn
And I
in time
understand.
that, dude, we're literally below replacement levels. If we don't adopt this strategy, or people aren't religious and get married and stay monogamous and have as many kids as possible, it's one of those two things. If they do those two things, the human race will survive. If they don't, we will perish.
She's right. Do you know what the biggest achievement in your life has been so far?
My daughter.
Correct.
Yep. I
Correct.
know that because she is. She's the best thing that's ever happened to me.
And a lot of other women are sending kids back to
absolutely.
guys.
And so,
It
so
actually made me more
Yeah, I gotta
mature.
stop.
All right,
It
hold
made
on, hold
me more
on.
of
Let
a
me ask you a
woman.
question real fast.
No.
So, whose show are you on?
I'm
Okay.
sorry, what?
So, yeah.
I'm sorry,
Don't
what?
forget,
What'd you
like,
say?
So,
What'd
some
you
of you
say?
ladies are just rude to be rude.
What'd you
I'm
say?
like, you know,
I didn't hear you. What'd you say?
No, you
just
heard
shut the fuck up and
What
listen
was
for
your
2
question?
seconds.
You
It's
heard
very
that.
simple, okay? Right
What
now,
was
your
your
guy.
question?
Right now, I'm gonna get to it. Right now, your guy. You said he's in jail, right? And he's not able to
Oh,
be
we're
there
not
and
talking
provide
about
for
that.
you
We're not
and
talking
everything
about
else like
that. But we're not talking about that.
But well, I need to use that as an analogy. What I'm
No,
gonna say
you
here.
don't need to use that because we're not talking about that.
Yo, who the f are you talking to, bro?
just
Shut the
used
f up when I'm talking, okay?
to you.
Shut the f up when I'm talking.
He's not fresh, dude. Oh my gosh.
Yo, get the f off my man. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck off my.
I thought you
Frank
were
Castle.
Get your out of here.
Frank
Stupid ass
Castle.
fucking bitches, man. Can't just be really polite to you dumbass bitches, and you guys are rude. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Ridiculous.
All right, leave.
Get your ass on. Get the fuck out of here.
Andrew's nice, but you.
Yeah, you're.
Bye,
Get your ass up. Get the fuck out of here.
He wants you
Get
to.
the fuck out of here.
Best up be too comfortable.
I don't even know why the fuck you brought her back here, Chris, to be honest. She's
Yeah, bye.
Get her out of
Fine,
here.
fine.
I was annoyed when she came with Clive.
Bye. Yeah.
You
All right,
can
bye.
go.
Yo, just get up. Just get up and get the fuck out of here.
You can have your own show. Thank you.
Yeah, bye. Yeah, bye.
sure, because I
Yeah.
Like,
I just-
incredible. Get the fuck out of here. Bro.
Imagine I go to someone's podcast and does that to them on their
Incredible.
live show. That's crazy.
Yeah.
What did I
Incredible.
do to you?
You did a lot.
Anyway, back to what I was going to say. I think Andrew's strategy here is basically he just wants to have multiple wives or multiple women and have kids with them because he's trying to have as many kids as possible. The only way that you're going to accomplish that is by multiple women. I know some of you guys have an issue with that, but I mean, look, you can either have a loser that you could be that's going to be loyal to you or not. And I would argue most of you guys would prefer to probably have a winner that would take care of you.
Well, let's look at this historically, right? Let's say. All right. So, historically, what were kings always trying to do, right?
Have multiple kids.
Have to have as many children as possible, and specifically sons.
Yep.
And that's because you have to hand the empire over to somebody, right?
Yep.
As much as I love my daughters with all of my heart, why am I going to give hundreds of millions of dollars to my daughter so she gives it to some dude she marries?
Yeah.
That's not Tate money anymore. That's Tate money. I earn that money. Me, Tate. I want Tate money. So you want to have sons, right? I'm not actually advocating that men who cannot provide and protect for multiple women should do it. I actually believe a man should pay for his stuff. I'm not saying the government should come along and pay for it. I'm not saying we should have all these kids on welfare. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying certain men in certain positions, if they're primarily focused on having as many children as possible, should be able to do that. And I'm not the only person doing it. Elon does it. Trump does it. All these rich men are like, well, I can pay for all this and I want a bunch of kids. I know a guy with 300 kids. And he owns Telegram. Good friend.
Really?
Good friend of mine. Yeah, because he's a billionaire.
Yeah.
He's a good friend of mine, right? So, yeah, so
Is he paying women to have his kids? Or is that true?
I think he has a sperm bank or something. They can just go there and get have his kid and get rich.
Real man.
Yeah, real
man.
G. Real G.
He's populating the world.
He's
Let's
populating the
go.
world.
That's
Yeah.
true.
But the point I'm actually making is, as much as our friend who just left and other people think I'm disrespecting women, I think the most respectful thing you can do for a woman is turn her into a mother. I think that's actually how you respect a woman.
Yeah.
If I'm going to say to you, I have no intention of turning you into a mother, I just want to you left and right all over the hotel room, and she's going to sit and go, well, I enjoy it too. That's stupid. And the woman loses in that equation. The woman loses, not the man. You know, there's actually a really important language trick I noticed, and I only hear it in America. I've never heard it anywhere else in the world. Women will go, I f***ed him. No, he f***ed you.
Yep.
You didn't f*** him. He f***ed you. And only American girls say that as if they're somehow getting something from him. No, he just extracted all of your value right there. He f***s you. You don't f*** him. This is an American bullshit thing that you need to get out of your brain. If you're a woman, you made a point earlier. What if she doesn't want kids? If you don't want kids, don't f*** him. If you're not going to have his child and you don't see yourself with him forever, you don't believe he can pay for and protect you and provide you with a happy home for a child, you have no intention of ever having his baby, then don't f***ing have sex with him.
Facts.
That's it.
Well, here's the other thing, too, I was going to say. What she didn't realize is she had a baby with a dude who didn't take care of her and she's working a job.
Yes.
Versus she could have had that baby with the dude. What's worse? Dude in jail, you got to work to support the baby and you're by yourself anyway. Or a dude that could take care of you, right? And you have a kid with him and he has other women.
And also, by the way, he cheated, by the way. Remember?
Yeah, he cheated,
on her
and that's why I think she
multiple
also
times.
left, yeah.
So,
Bro, and it's like, and she's literally the example of what I mean when I was like, a lot of women like don't think this shit through. Like, dude,
Yep.
what's better? A guy's gonna take care of you. He has multiple girls and he gets you pregnant, but you have a family, or your dumbass over here leaving him. He's gonna get another guy who's gonna cheat anyway. Now you're stuck with this kid with this loser. She got the worst of the worst.
You're gonna leave a man. You're gonna leave a man you love because he cheats to get with a man you don't love who's gonna cheat.
And added to this point, it takes
Fucking
9
dumb.
months to have a
Yeah, with a
baby.
kid.
Who's gonna take care of you while you're pregnant?
Right.
So for you, because you've had your arms folded the whole time, just pouting. I'm trying to figure out here what is wrong with what he's saying in our worldview here, because realistically speaking, I think most women would prefer a guy that can take care of them. And might have multiple women over this strategy where you're saying you'd prefer a guy that I guess is
It's not
21
even like a
or
strategy. No. Sorry. It's not even like that's just typically what's That's just typically what's been.
Do you agree? Do you agree? And this is a genuine question because I enter this with pure intentions. I'm really not here to insult anybody. Do you agree that you should only be sleeping with a man if you see the possibility of having his children at some point?
Yes, but I also very much believe in like marriage and monogamy. I don't like. I only ever like if I don't end up with somebody who only wants to be with me and wants to give me children, then I don't want to be with anybody like that. Like to me, then it's cooked. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so is this a conversation you have when you first meet them, though? Because you say you dated
No.
a couple of dudes.
And then
so
can I
is
ask
that
a
No.
Can I ask a question? Are you getting married under like religion, like any type of religion?
No, I mean my mom was raised Catholic and converted to like Christian, I guess. So I consider myself like Christian, but I also had like a really fucked up childhood with that. Like my dad was is like Native American and like was not
Coffee,
was super
please.
against
Right.
whatever.
So when you get
So-
married, are you getting married through the church?
No, not necessarily. I mean, I think my mom would like to see that, but probably not. I mean,
Do you understand why no one gets married anymore?
I don't really care what other people do.
Of
to
course,
be
but do you
honest.
understand
For
why
me-
nobody gets married anymore?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of reasons
What
why.
are the reasons?
Like dating in general is really f***ed up. I think it has a lot to do with social media. Like, I feel like that's a majority of it because it's like grass is always greener on the other side kind of thing. Like,
That's part of it, yeah.
I don't know. I just, for me personally, I don't care what other people do as far as
Who
like,
sees the grass greener on the other side, though, in your opinion?
everybody. I think everybody sees like, you know, all the expensive bullshit and this and that and whatever on social media and they think, oh, I want that and this and
Who
that.
takes
But
more
You
action?
think, yeah,
They
you think
think
that
that-
men actually think that, though? Like the grass
I don't
greener on the other
know.
side, there's these rich chicks
I
I'm
don't,
gonna.
I don't think, I think speaking generally over a demographic of people is ignorant. I think that's stupid. I think it's situational from person to person, and I don't think that you can, I'm not going to sit here and be like, men do this or men do that, or women do this or women do that. I think that's stupid.
Well, you have to speak in generalizations when you make a point because if I know what you're saying, but when you make a point or you debate something on a podcast, for example, if I were to say men are taller than women, I can't say men are taller than women,
I mean, that's a
except there are
biological
some women
fact.
who are taller
Like,
than men.
that's like-
AG, this one. Exceptions don't disprove the rule.
That's
So we have to make
yeah.
very generalized points.
Yes.
And the reason I know, and I understand you have your personal views, and this is a life hack for all of you women, in case you're ever debating anything in future. Women have this amazing feature of their minds, and it's like it ties into your natural innate narcissism. And the reason you have narcissism is because you have to protect yourselves and prioritize yourselves because you have to stay alive for the children. And humanity, humans, us men, have made you narcissists for a reason because we want you to prioritize yourselves so that you can have kids. I'll give you a very simple example. If there's 100 men and 100 women, then why do the men go to fight and die? Because think about it.
Because they're
Yeah.
biologically
No.
superior?
Think about no. There's no need for that. If there's 100 men and 100 women in the tribe, why do we as men go die? Because we can send our women to fight their women. Why don't we send the women to die? Why does us men go do it? And I'll tell you why.
Because they reprocreate?
No, I'll tell you why. Because if 80 men die and 20 men come back, those 20 men can have sex with the 100 women and the tribe will continue. Whereas if 80 women die and only 20 women are left, the tribe is over. So female life is actually more important than male life. It always has been for a very long time. That's why it was men stay on the Titanic, women and children get off the Titanic. This is the way it's always been. So we have helped you through the process of evolution become narcissistic. And that's very important for human survival. But I want to give you a tip for when you're debating. Whenever you discuss a meta point or a larger point, what women always do is put it back to them. We're not actually talking about you. We're talking about men, women, society, marriage, the country we're in, failing birth rates. Well, no one gives a fuck what you want. We're not talking about you. We're talking about things in general. So I'll re-ask the question. I didn't ask you if you want to get married because I don't give a fuck. I'm asking, why do you think nobody gets married anymore? And it has nothing to do with you. It's actually me just asking your opinion.
Right. Social media, I feel like here specifically, I think a lot of people come here because they want certain things that are materialistic, specifically Miami. Like a lot of women and men, it's transactional. People just want money and they want status and whatever the
Correct. And I'll tell you another reason why men and women don't get married anymore. because it used to be a very simple transaction. And women no longer stick to their side of the transaction. The transaction was simple. You're a virgin who listens to me, and I take care of you and pay all of your bills. That was the transaction. I will put you in a house. I will give you children. I'll work in the factory. I'll take care of all that. You're going to do as I say, and you're not going to any other dudes. That was the transaction. Women are not sticking to their side of the deal anymore. That's why any man with a brain doesn't get married. That's the truth of it. No man with a brain is going to get married anymore, because what is he getting? He is signing up to be by the government. It makes no sense. He's not even getting a wife in the traditional sense. He may get married, but he's not getting a wife. The wife you got in 1970, 1960, 1950 is 1,000 times the wife you get today. If I said to you, you got married, you had to obey your man's commands, would you say, yes, I'll do anything my husband says?
Yes.
You'd obey everything he says.
I've
what if
only
he can't provide?
again, I'm bringing you back to me, but
course.
I've only ever been obedient to the men that I've dated. I listen to them as long as my non-negotiable, if you will, is cheating. I will build
All right, but can't they
resentment.
make the argument? Can't they make the argument that you do pornography, so therefore
I would
you
delete-
relinquish that ability to tell him he has to be monogamous?
Yeah.
For me
What if he told you
personally, that I would delete that. I delete my Instagram.
They can find it. They can see it.
But if it's a problem as far as me actively selling whatever, doing this, that, I'm deleting that shit. I don't care. Like, I'm gonna prioritize your.
But you do understand, like, the internet's forever. People can use
And that's
Wayback
on
Machine.
that.
They're
Like,
gonna find it. They're gonna send it to him. This is why so
Sure.
many girls that do porn can never stay in relationships. Guys constantly send videos of their girl having sex with other dudes.
I've never personally had an issue with somebody that I was dating where they said, I don't want to be with you because of this reason. But I also, like I said,
But
am
they cheated,
like,
though.
okay,
Yeah.
well, no. Like, some of them did. Some of them didn't.
Wait,
Because
so?
you're boring.
You said you broke up with most of them. Why? Could you give like the general reason why, on the balance of probabilities, you broke up with majority of them?
The guy that I dated for the longest, it was like a little over 3 years. We almost got engaged. He just had no like motivation to do anything with his life. Like, he was like,
3 years.
and you're saying that money doesn't matter though, and ambition doesn't matter.
I'm
But it's
talking about like,
ambition.
Yeah, you don't have a life. You don't. You're coming home. You're getting high as every single day. And you have no
3 years,
personality. You have no.
Yeah, but if he was ambitious and he was trying his very best, we would
or
argue
just
that he's,
hobbies,
Of course.
like something, do something. with
most
your
men,
life.
but most
Like,
men who are active and energetic and who are doing things are doing what? They're making money.
Yeah, hobbies
I mean,
like that.
99% of the
That's not
time.
a real man. That's a
But
boy.
but I understand what you're saying. I'm just making the meta point about why marriage is broken in this modern world. Marriage is broken
I
because
agree. I think it is.
Okay,
I'm not saying that I disagree with you in that sense. I think it's up.
oh, it is up, and I don't want to place blames on an entire gender, and I don't want to generalize. But I'm arguing that it is easier to find a man who is prepared to give you a modest house and a picket fence and go to work and have a car and make sure the house is safe. It's much easier to find that than it is to find an obedient woman who hasn't been all over the place. So women have broken this contract. Guys, you have to understand what feminism has given you women. You have pushed for feminism and it has destroyed your lives. There was a point where men couldn't cheat. Do you know when it was? It's when everyone got married in the 1960s to their high school sweetheart.
Yeah.
Then men, even men, were ostracized for cheating. Even men were seen as bad for cheating when men and women got together in their teenage years, stuck together. But women sat there and said, I don't want to listen to my husband. I don't want to be told what to do. I want to be free. I want feminism. So now you've been given freedom, and what do you have now? You have a few women chasing all the men, being all over the place, not even getting kids out of it. A bunch of other women who can't find a rich man who have to sell for pennies. Feminism has destroyed your lives, completely taken everything from you. Now you have to go out there and try and find a man who will marry you, and it's very difficult because a lot of men don't even want to get married anymore. Feminism has wrecked the entire game for you. You pushed for it and shot yourselves in the foot. That's what's actually happened. And it's ridiculous. How has feminism, outside of bullshit rape cases and Me Too garbage, but in terms of general interactions in society, how has feminism hurt men? Because feminism's great. I get a different girl every day. These stupid buy their own taxi in and own taxi out of my house. They think they're getting something out of me when I'm getting everything out of them. I say, do you want me to pay your bills? No, I'm a boss girl. Well, then pay your own shit, dummy. Like, bro, feminism's great for any man with a brain. You women are wrecking yourselves, all because you didn't listen to your fathers. You should have listened to men, because you know what your dad would have said? Find a man at 18 who's 45 years old, like I'm telling my daughter when she's older, have some kids, make sure he pays your bills, and behave yourself. You your own lives up.
You know what's also interesting? It's MLK Day, interestingly enough. Even MLK was running around having sex with a bunch of chicks.
Yeah, he
hit that.
White girls.
We had to find. We had to find out through declassified.
Yes.
He hit it.
We had to
It wasn't
find out through
acceptable.
declassified
married.
FBI
My nigga.
documents
My nigga.
that he was running around cheating on people. We didn't even know. For decades, no one knew that he was cheating. So
Feminism made men cheating acceptable.
Yep.
You gave us the card with your feminist bullshit. If you were all still like, no, we're wives, we marry the first man we have sex with, we're gonna obey, we're gonna be home, we're gonna take care of the house, we're gonna have your kids, then everyone will be saying to men, you can't cheat.
But there's reasons why they stopped doing that, though.
They stopped doing it. I'll tell you why. Let's actually analyze this. I'm going to guess because I don't know for sure, right? But if you talk to a feminist, and I've debated a bunch of them, they're going to say, well, in the 1950s, what if their man was abusive? What if their man was mean to them? That's one of the reasons, no?
Yeah, but one of the main reasons, like, man, if you get with somebody that's 45 and he wants you while you're young, when you get older, he's going to leave you for the next one.
When you get older, he's dead.
Sometimes.
When you get older, he's gone.
Sometimes, if you don't have a kid, you know, like you said, you don't have an asset.
But you're going to have a kid. That's the exact point.
Most of them, they need to have kids. Most of these girls are sending kids back to God. They're aborting them as soon as they get pregnant.
The reason that women were so unhappy with the old marriage contract that people used to have is that some men were pieces of shit.
Yeah.
And some women are pieces of shit. Some people are pieces of shit. In the 1960s, when you got forced, basically, by society to marry the first person you had sex with, perhaps there was a percentage of households where women, unfortunately, got stuck with an alcoholic dickhead or an abusive man who beat the shit out of her. That's true.
Yeah.
But I would argue that in 97% of households, the man was just going to work and paying the bills.
Yeah.
So we've taken the exception and used it to destroy the rule. I'm not saying men are perfect. I'm not saying there wasn't morons. I'm not saying that some women didn't have a hard time. Of course they did. What I'm saying is that we've taken those small examples, and feminism as a whole does this. It takes small examples and extrapolates them out. It's very interesting you said something about generalization of the population, because feminists do this the most. Men have all the power. No. Rich men have all the power. Poor men have no girlfriend, are lonely, and are jerking off every day. Poor men have nothing. No social status, no sympathy from society, no kids, no woman, nothing. A few men have the power. 0.5% of men have the power. Yes. And you're applying that to all men, saying that the patriarchy's evil and that men have all the power. No, actually, most men are far below women. The true power structure of Earth is 0.3% of the ultra elite men. Underneath him and underneath them are attractive women. You have the second best life on the planet. Underneath that, you have mid women. And underneath that, you have broke dudes at the bottom.
But here,
so this extrapolation is very important. So we're going to sit, and if you talk to a feminist, they're going to say, yeah, but the women who were forced to be with a man, one of them might have hit her. Maybe some dickhead in Montana got drunk in 1962 and hit a bitch. Maybe, probably. Of course, some people suck. What I'm saying, society was better when a woman met a man with the intention of having a family, and they stuck together, and the man and the woman were both expected to be loyal to each other, and they had kids. Women said, we don't want that. We don't want to be told what to do. We want to make our own choices. We want to party. We want to run around and do whatever. Girls just want to have fun. Material Girl by Madonna. We want handbags. Well, now you got it. Now you got to share a few dudes at the top with all the money, and they don't want to have kids with you. They just want to you left and right. And that's how you get disrespected. Every girl I've without giving a kid was disrespected. I've never disrespected any of the mothers of my children because they have perfect, beautiful lives, and I gave it to them. I did.
Guys, real quick,